morning I was listening to the economy and the stock channel on television, and I was listening to all these congressmen asking Bernanke whether or not and why there was a need for, again, back to the stimulus, and why they have to cut Medicare and Medicaid, and how the seniors and the poor and the children will suffer. And as they asked all these questions, I kept thinking to myself, why is nobody suggesting that they at least fix the prices of some of the medical, pharmaceutical, and medical device manufacturers to a reasonable amount? I'm not saying all, but some. They could ask doctors to tithe a little, they could pay them a little more, or give them help filling out their many Medicaid forms. But I was thinking the pharmaceutical companies, 2 years ago, I paid $239 for one of my off-formulary drugs. This year, it's $449 for the same monthly pill, drugs. And still, they keep talking about taking it away from the beneficiaries, which they called, by the way, entitlements. Entitlements is a funny word. It sounds like you're either entitled or you feel entitled. Anyhow, there's a negative judgment against entitlement. If somebody said to you your bank account was an entitlement, wouldn't you think that was a craziness? Well, they were calling it entitlements, even though we worked and put the money away to save for our retirements. At the same time, everybody is so afraid of what they call price fixing, that even the wealthiest pharma companies are allowed to charge whatever they want with no government interference. And why is that? It's because there are lobbies. Who are lobbyists? They're people who are completely self-interested. They get paid a bunch of money by an pharmacology or another company that is fighting for their interests. Therefore, everybody's looking at the powerless, the people on the bottom end, who are the seniors, the disabled, the poor, those unable to fight back. Except we really can fight back. Let's look at the legislation. Let's see who's fighting for us. Let's stop, and why don't we all write a letter and say, excuse me, but instead of cutting my benefits, why don't we give the pharma companies just at least a ceiling? We're worrying about the debt ceiling? I mean, there's no ceiling for pharma, and then everybody will start to scream, well, you can't regulate business. Well, of course you can. It's criminal in some instances, the amount of money they're charging seniors and Medicaid and Medicare patients, as well as the insurance companies who won't cover individuals. Therefore, where is the responsibility of corporations to give back to the community instead of taking it on the top end? That isn't healthcare, that's not a social contract, and we should stop worrying about where we're going to get the money from when it's really all right there, and the congressmen are afraid to, not one of them suggested that. They talk in terms like special interest. Do you have any idea that means, hey, watch it, one of the big pharmaceutical companies can pay a lobbyist a lot of money to make sure that your pills cost you $300 more each month. That's what special interest is. It's the same kind of jargon that they use in medicine, and all of it is there to deflect from the greed that happens to be running rampant throughout the system right now. And we're going to have to take a position, because you have to remember that for evil to survive, the good only need do nothing. We can't do nothing. We have to do something, all of us.